Yes, ma'am.
Drew is a high school graduate. And y'all always be talking about these kids in Memphis. Well, we got kids doing some amazing things. So, Drew, introduce yourself to the people and tell them what you're working on. We're about to talk about youth empowerment, tech equity, and building this digital bridge in Memphis with my man Drew Ellis. How you doing today, Drew?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed.
Okay, blessed and highly favored.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what Drew said.
Amen. Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Drew just graduated from high school. What high school you just graduate from,
Middle
Drew?
college, home
Middle college.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. That's what we
Hmm.
had in middle college.
Yes,
So,
ma'am. Yeah, so my name's Andrew Ellis. I'm a servant leader in Memphis, first of all glory to God.
okay.
I have a nonprofit, found a nonprofit last year in June. We're about to hit our 1 year mark, 1 year anniversary. It's called the Technology Outreach Foundation. And the mission is to bridge gaps for underrepresented students in STEM, whether it's academic, financial, or anything, any gaps that they have, we want to bridge them. So whether that looks like tutoring, ACT tutoring, having them giving underrepresented students the tools to succeed, whether it's using calculus, giving them a laptop, showing them how to use a laptop, how to code, right? All these different things. It's a very broad mission. But we started out with just trying to bridge the digital divide. And so where that came from is I'm going to UTK in the fall to
Oh,
study
wait,
computer
wait a minute.
science.
You did all this work while you were in high school?
Yeah.
Let's
Yes,
back
ma'am.
it
You
up.
got it
Wait a
right.
minute. Wait a minute, Drew.
You got that
So,
right.
while you were in high school, you became an entrepreneur. What made you say in high school? Because I know when I was in high school, I was worried about a couple of things: lunch, study hall, so we can get up out of here. That was my senior year. I met my requirements. So, what sparked you in high school to start this journey?
Yeah, so I love video games. I used to play video games all the time, and of course, I lost time to play video games. Of course, as I moved up the grades, of course,
Okay.
but I wanted to use code to build my own video game because I was asking, like, what if I added this to the game, like way back when I was super young in middle school? What if I added this? Or what if I did this? Right? And the key to that was code. It was computer science.
Of course.
And I didn't have the tools necessary to create the own code I wanted to do. I couldn't make apps. I couldn't code websites. I couldn't make projects.
Okay.
I just didn't have the necessary tools. So one day, I'm sitting in a hotel room with my family because at the time we're moving. This is last year in June.
Okay.
And I realized, I was like, man, there are other people out in the world that are experiencing the same thing I am right now. And so, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make sure that more people like me can actually get the tools that they need to succeed.
I
Right?
absolutely love it. You remind me, and I always talk about my man, the Black Eagle. He said, "You see a problem, what you gonna do about it?" So you're in high school, you see a need, you jump on it, and you do something about it.
Hmm.
So tell me more about what the Technology Outreach Foundation does.
Yeah, so like I said, we bridge gaps for underrepresented minority students chasing STEM. So right now, our premier program is the cohort program, where we take 9 students and we try to make sure that they get a high quality education and affordable education and an equitable education. So what that looks like is we give them ACT tutoring, we teach them calculus, which is a very, very useful and fundamental math that
Hmm.
every STEM major needs to take, regardless, depending on the school you go to, whether it's biology, engineering,
Okay.
definitely engineering. Also giving personalized college counseling. So students who they need to know what the FAFSA is, what's the CSS profile, what's financial aid, what is a match school, what's a safety school, how do I write my personal statement? That can be a very hard thing to do. Mine
I
took like eight
imagine so.
months. I started like in April or May, right?
Yeah,
And it took a long time for me to get to where I am now with my personal statement. So that's why we start early.
I
And
love it.
then
What's your
finally,
personal statement? Let me get that
you know
personal
what?
statement before you.
You know what? It's about Spider-Man and me
Well,
becoming SGA president at middle
okay,
college.
okay,
It's pretty cool in my opinion. But
okay.
the last thing we give these students is a laptop. So
Why is
a
that important?
laptop is so important, y'all. Especially as we're in the digital delta. I
Yeah.
mean, you were just talking about the importance of knowing what these data centers are and why we should care, right? Laptops are the key to certain things like that, right? Doing research about career options, using laptops to study for the ACT. Studying isn't really best when used on a phone, right? You'll need a laptop or a
Right.
tablet. Laptops can open up so many things. It's crazy. So we want to make sure that laptops are given to our students because they'll need them in college. If you go to any college, ask any college student, they will need some type of laptop to do work, to study,
You're
to
right.
communicate with professors, to do assignments, to do all these different things that are required of a college student. And we don't want them to struggle once they get there. So they're rising juniors, rising seniors, and we want to make sure they have a smooth ride all the way through college. Make sure because we have people who want to become doctors. That
Okay.
takes a very long time, 8 years of schooling. Um, those fees, we have so many people who are in student loan debt. Tennessee alone has about, I think, 37 average. The average is $37,000 in student loan debt.
Yeah, I can believe it. They say in the United States there's more student loan debt than it is credit card debt in this country.
It's
So,
crazy.
I mean, you're creating pathways and keeping students debt free and aware of their financial state. Now, when you're in high school and you talked a little bit about, sitting in a hotel, transitioning from one place to another, and it hits you that this just can't be a side project. How do you approach kids? I mean, because first of all, if y'all not looking at the live stream, Drew came in here suited and booted to the
Yes, ma'am.
nines,
Suited and
and looking at him, I'm really impressed because they try and talk about our young men and say what they're not doing, but we need to look at what they are doing. And Drew has come in here professional. He is on his game. So Drew, how do you even approach somebody with kids? They're your peers. So how do you approach them and tell them, hey, I think you need to come with me and I can help you out?
Yeah, so whenever you're trying to convince someone of something, you always want to relate it back to their own goals. And so all of my peers, at least at middle college, we all want to go to college.
Okay.
Right? We know that college is there's no other option.
Okay.
We know that college is what we're going to do once we graduate school. And no one wants to pay for the entire thing of college.
No, nobody wants to pay for
nobody wants to
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one wants to pay for anything. And the key to that is ACT. Now, regardless if they like it or not, the test is important, right?
Yeah,
Now,
'cause-
even though it may not measure intelligence itself,
But you got to take the test.
you got to take it.
You gotta
and
take
that
it.
score will determine how much you pay for college, how much financial aid you may get, any scholarships you may get. 9 times out of 10, if you don't have a 30 plus, then you may not get that
So
scholarship.
you got the cheat code.
Yeah, and there's plenty of ways to do it. I mean, there's so many resources online that I've used to get a 34 super score. I mean, you
Oh,
can
whoa,
do
whoa,
it. It's
whoa,
definitely
whoa, whoa.
possible.
You can't gloss over there. What was your score on the ACT?
34.
34. He
super
said
score.
the super score, y'all.
Yeah,
I
and
love
people
it.
can get higher too. I mean, everyone has so much potential. They just have to believe in themselves and put the work in. It's just about what we spend our time on.
All right.
Convincing them that it's useful. Convincing them that this is the key to your mom not having to go into debt for you not going into debt for your student loans, for you getting through undergrad without having to pay a dime.
I love
Right?
it.
All these things that we want to do. The ACT can be a barrier for some. You just gotta know how to play the game.
Perfect. Drew got the cheat code, and he said it's May, June. He had started working on it. So parents, if y'all out there, by the time we finish, we're gonna make sure Drew gets out his contact information
yes,
because
ma'am.
I don't think Drew done.
No, I'm
But
not done.
why
we're
do
going
you
so
feel
many
like?
places.
Yeah, Drew said he going some places. You going to UT Knox, but you got Memphis roots.
Of course, yeah. Memphis is always going to be where I come home to.
Okay.
I always want to keep Memphis as a priority in my heart because this is where I grew up at, and there are still many kids in Memphis that don't have the access that they need to get to achieve their dreams. So we're definitely going to keep Memphis in our hearts and our minds as I go to college. We're going to expand into places that are past Memphis, right? We want to get a larger reach. One day this thing's going to be national, and there's going to be a TOF in every single city.
Okay.
But right now, we're definitely going to be focusing on Memphis, focusing on Knoxville, thinking of national initiatives we can do right now to 10x our impact.
So do you feel like Memphis is starting to really recognize the importance of youth-led innovation, or do you feel like you're fighting to get taken seriously?
I think Memphis is in the right path.
Okay.
But here's my take on it.
He got hot takes, y'all.
If the work is being done, the age doesn't matter. If the
Okay.
work's being done, then the work will speak for itself. One thing my mentor always told me is age doesn't equal maturity.
Agreed.
Age does not equal maturity. So regardless if the work is being done or not, regardless if I am 18 or if I'm 40, right, and I just started this and I was like, you know what, let's do it. Regardless of the age, if the work is being done, then there should be no debate about it.
Okay. So what do you feel like, because, we talk about kids in the news all the time, and I feel like we always fail to ask one question or ask the right people, and I always feel like we should ask the students, ask the kids,
Hmm.
what do you wish other Memphians understood about youth tech opportunities that they're missing?
Okay, I'm gonna give you all some statistics that you all should know.
Write them down, y'all. Drew said take notes.
So the average ACT score of a student in Memphis Shelby County Schools is a 16.4.
16.4. Wait a minute now.
The score that ACT Incorporated states that a student should have to get a B plus in any college STEM course, it's a 26.
A 26 is what the expectation is.
They expect you to have a 26 in order to get a B in a STEM course in college.
Okay.
What does this mean? The average score of a student in Memphis Shelby County Schools is 10 points below what they need to succeed in a STEM course in college.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
So we're not even college ready.
No,
Okay.
unfortunately, but we're heading in the right direction. We're
Okay.
heading in the right
I
direction.
heard it's what pathways to greatness.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere,
Yeah.
right? And so the reason why I say this, I'm very appreciative of Memphis Shelby County Schools for my education that I got.
Right.
Right. I'm very appreciative, but I criticize it because I appreciate it and I want more students to be able to get the access that they need to succeed. Right.
Mhm.
Having a 16, you go to college and enrolled in Calculus 1. You may
Crushed.
not. You may exactly.
Yeah.
Like you don't want. One thing we don't want our students to do as they head off to college is struggle. Right. They
Right.
come back home and they get all left. You're like, "What you doing up in college?" We're like,
Right.
"Mom, I wasn't prepared enough.
Right.
No one taught me how to do these things."
Right.
We don't want people to say that. We want to say, we want our students to go into college and come back home and they get dean's lists. And we're like, "Mom, I did that.
Right.
Right. I did that
Yeah.
because I was prepared.
Right.
My teachers taught me how to do this. My teachers taught me what to do, who to reach out to, how to study, all of these different types of things that a lot of our students, unfortunately, aren't putting lots of time into. And so what we want to do, what the Technology Outreach Foundation, what our place is here in Memphis, is we want to advocate for these students. We want to make sure, okay, students know what the FAFSA is. Students know how to study. Students know how to play the game to get the good score on the ACT so they don't got to go into college debt. Right. All these important things. I can go on and on and on about it. We can sit here all day.
Hey, I love it. So some people need to be reaching out to Drew. But, speaking of reaching out, and I want you to dream big, who are like the big partners and local tech companies you want to work with to be able to scale this work that you're doing?
All right. Well, locally, of course, I want to work for Code Crew for sure. Code
Okay.
Crew has the tools. They have the foundation. They have the audience. They have what it takes to help Memphis move into the right direction. To help Memphis youth be more prepared for STEM courses in college.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Globally or nationally, one figure I want to work with for sure is Obama. Barack Obama is
Really
an amazing. It would be an honor to work with Barack Obama, right? And he's done so many great things for our country, and I look up to him a lot. Every time I get ready for a speech or even an interview, I was watching his videos right before this interview.
I know Barack.
You know him for real?
Yeah, I was in the inaugural Obama Foundation U.S. Leaders Cohort.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't bragging, but I may have a picture.
Brag if you must.
Yeah.
Hey.
So see what this does.
Yes, ma'am.
You only one more degree of separation from Mr. Obama. So
that's crazy.
Who else you working with?
And right now we're looking at MS Squared program.
Tell me
MS Squared,
about that.
MS Squared is very niche, right? It's basically a pre-college program for minority students who are interested in STEM. That's what I did. It was 3 summers. Went to Phillips Academy, Andover. It's one of the best boarding schools in the entire world.
I may know a thing or two, from a co-founder.
Yeah. See, I forgot.
Yeah.
You already know.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So you already know the prestige that MS Squared could bring, right? And it's in a very big alumni network that we're thinking of tapping into to be able to give back to minority students that are interested in STEM. And that's exactly what MS Squared is, right?
Okay.
And we have the same type of mission, right? And so that's who I want to work with for sure in the coming days. We have ACT weeks coming up. We have science fairs coming up. We have YouTube series coming up, Business Tuesdays, Tech Thursdays.
You got an
Leadership
event
Outreach.
coming up too.
I sure do, yeah.
Okay.
So the core program, again, we're looking at 9 students who received a laptop, learning Calculus 1, studying for the ACT, getting college counseling. They've been working hard for 3 months, and they're not done because the majority of them are taking the test on June 12th, and I want to make sure that they all get a 25, right? The average score of these students is 24. They ain't no scrubs, y'all.
All right, 24. So they ain't no scrubs. They
been
college
working
ready.
They're college. They're 2 points away from being STEM ready.
Okay.
So They've been working very, very hard and have one more month to go. But we are celebrating their hard work on June 27th at 6 p.m. at Middle College High School.
Okay.
And the tickets are $20.
Oh,
You come
y'all know that
in-
ain't nothing. Y'all spend
ain't
more than
nothing.
$20 at the Starbucks. Y'all better come out here and support these young people.
Yeah, tickets are $20. Right now, we are doing an early sale, early bird. If you use the promo code early bird, capital E, capital B, no space in between, at our Give Butter website, you can get, I think it's 20% off discount.
We ain't getting no
And-
discounts. Y'all gonna pay that $20 to help these young folks out.
Yeah, make sure you use that promo code before June 6th. Before June 6th, it will not be live after June 6th. But
Okay.
yes, come celebrate with us. We got some good food, some performances, keynote speakers, learn more about what the TOF it has to offer for you, for your students, and for many people to come. So
All right. Y'all check out Drew's website. I'm gonna make sure I post it on the social. And Drew, I've really appreciated talking to you. And
Yes,
I think
ma'am. Vice versa.
we're gonna look at building some great things together on
Yes,
your
ma'am.
internship at Code Crew this
Yes,
summer.
ma'am.
All
Code
right.
Crew.
Yeah.
and you definitely got to get me connected with Obama.
I may know some things or two, get you connected to the foundation. No, it's a scholars program.
Really?
Yeah, and Voyagers, they pay for students to go all over the world.
Amazing.
So we're going to have to chop it up about that later.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, Drew, for coming out. But
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me on.
yeah.
I appreciate you.